What up, nerds? Welcome back to another episode of Skul, the Hero Slayer.
I don't know what this run's gonna be. Let's just see. We get the clown straight away? Yes, this can happen. Fantastic. Chilean armor. And the soup. Explosive ointment. I love it. Let's go. So I actually wanted to share a few ideas just for helping to improve the game's, I guess you would say, overall longevity. Oh wait, let me see if I can showcase this. You see that? That's the power of Skul. His skull toss is way better than people seem to think it is. But one of the first things I wanted to suggest, which is probably like super obvious and very simple and straightforward, is just adding more rooms to the game. Wow, Glacial Skull as well? This is shaping up, what a run. So obviously, you may or may not know, all of the rooms in Skul are fixed in a sense, where the enemies are always going to be the same layout. The rooms themselves are random in appearance, they're not going to always be the same order. But the rooms, when you go into them, Aqua Skull. Nah, let's ride these for now. You will get the same enemies in each room. This room will always have this guy here in the middle, but I think you don't need to change it so that the enemies who appear are random. You don't need to do that, but what I think they should do is just say, double the amount of rooms that you can get per stage. So we're in like the woods, forest area, you know, chapter 1, arc 1, stage 1, however you want to say it. Double the amount of rooms that we get for here. Just double it. Make it so that there's even more rooms for us to potentially get. That way you'll just get better longevity and people won't get bored as quickly or easily. Because I'll be honest, the longer you play this for, you eventually just figure out the rooms. You learn which enemies appear in which room, and it just becomes a lot easier to deal with, and you can kind of go on autopilot through the very first area at the very least. Sneak with back roll. I'm half tempted to pick up Sneak now, just because I get gold. Yeah, actually. Let's replace Clown with Sneak. I love the gold gain. Now, I could sell something that I've got here. I could pick up Spirit Salamander. Yeah. Sell Explosive Ointment. I want Salamander. Give me a little friend. I love having my little friends. First boss fight. Second suggestion actually has to do with the adventurers themselves, like we're fighting right now. You see up in the top, she's level 1. The adventurers actually have levels attached to them. Crazy, right? So, something that I've noticed is they seem to all have the same abilities, no matter what level they are. A level 1 sorceress is still casting the same big fireball attack. How come? How come she has the exact same attacks throughout the entirety of the run? What if, as you fight through the game, like any real, you know, RPG game or RPG character, like she's being portrayed as, first of all, very quickly, not Sphinx, picking up the sword, let's go. But what if she leveled up and got new attacks, or just had new abilities put into a potential pool of attacks that she could have? That way, not only, you know, are you getting a harder challenge because there's more abilities in there, but if you randomize the moveset, you won't know what attacks she has when you very first go into the room and fight her until she does them. Adding a kind of difficulty spike, if you would. If you go in and it's like, oh no, this is she's got the hard moves, or she's got easier moves. I know how to avoid that. When she hovers in the air and shoots fireballs, I can avoid that easily, but if she had a different attack, well, now it's a whole different game, isn't it? In addition, the fact that you always fight the heroes as, you know, the first time round you fight 1 on their own, then 2, and then 3, I think there might be a better way to do that, in that make the wave fight of fighting multiples of them just a possibility. Make that a potential thing. Don't make that the standard. So when you go into a room and there's a adventurer fight, what if you didn't always fight 1, then 2, then 3? Like, make the first room 1, for the sake of, you know, easing into it. But what if in the third arc, when you're in the lab, instead of fighting 3 heroes who are all fighting exactly the same as they do, you could have 3 heroes with randomized moves, or one really powerful hero that has all of the abilities, like a level 100 adventurer, like the ninja, or the sword guy, or the priest, and they have new attacks that they're doing. I'm also going to leave the room. I don't want anything in there. Moving on. But what if they had, like, more powerful attacks? And you're fighting this, instead of 3 heroes, you're fighting this one big, super powerful adventurer with all of the attacks, more than one ultimate? What if he had more than one ultimate? Was casting it faster, and you can't interrupt it, so you're forced to deal with it. That would make that adventurer fight a lot harder and more interesting the further through you go in the run. Now, it would, of course, add an element of RNG to it, because you could get the triple fight, where you fight 3 adventurers instead of 1, as opposed to the one on its own that has... Ooh, skeleton bomber? With self-destruct? Call me a madman? I actually want it. Now, that is just an idea, so please let me know your thoughts. Would that be something more agreeable to you, so that, you know, the game has a bit more variety to it, and you don't end up falling into a loop where you're fighting the same heroes over and over again? Because I'm gonna be honest, the adventurers, while great and a really cool idea, I don't know why they have to all have the same moveset throughout the entirety of the time that you fight them. A level 1 sorceress has the same attacks and movesets as a level 50, 60, or 70 sorceress. The difference is she just has more health and does more damage to compensate for the fact that you probably have more items and stronger skulls by that stage. And just throwing more enemies at you, I don't think that's really cutting it either. Like, you don't go to stage 2 and 3 and fight more tree enemies, just more of them. You fight stronger enemies with better abilities, more armor. They're just more difficult to deal with. We should make the adventurers exactly the same. And speaking of which, with the Yggdrasil fight in front of us, that brings me to my next one that I'm thinking of adding as an improvement, just as a suggestion, is the bosses. The bosses are very great and strong, but how many times have I fought Yggdrasil at this point? Just every single time, it's going to be him. And for lore purposes, I understand that the bosses are here for that reason. Like, it's always going to be Yggdrasil first, and then the sisters. But what if, after you fight them the first time, you get a rotation, you get a randomized set of bosses, like most other roguelikes. Like I said, first time round, sure, always fight Yggdrasil, always fight the sisters to showcase the story narrative of the game. But after that, throw in some other randos, you know. Throw in new bosses, maybe some secret bosses that are only available once you've beaten the arc or the stage or beaten the game and things like that. That way you can constantly be progressing towards greater and greater challenges. Now, I'm dealing with a maid room right now, and I've seen people in the Steam community section and just everywhere else in general discuss how much they dislike the maids and how they're like the hardest enemies in the game, which I agree, they're a very difficult enemy at first, but once you figure out how to deal with them, they are not as difficult as they seem. So the little maids that get summoned are usually the thing that people hate the most, right? Like, that's the reason the maids are a problem. So when she opens up the door and summons them, there are normally 2 little blonde maids. They'll run out. They only have armor for their dash. Once they've ran at you, they actually lose the armor just before they swing. So you can legit just walk in the other direction and they won't hit you. The redhead, just dash under her or dash away from her. As long as you're not really standing still, the redhead won't hit you. The main reason people get hit by the little redhead is because people are panicking. And the bell, I'll stand here just to showcase the bell. The bell has a massive wind-up, and it's telegraphed a lot where she's going to be firing off the bell. The thing is, people are too busy panicking over the little maids that they end up getting hit by the bell. More maids. Look at all these maids. Look at this frenzy of maids. The plates do have limited tracking. Right, now we get to the hard part. This is where lots of maids join the fight, and people get overwhelmed very quickly. As you can see, if I'm gonna stand in here and try and fight them toe to toe, it's gonna be really hard, just needlessly difficult, and I'm gonna take damage. So what I suggest you do is do a bait. Go in, bait the big lady into attacking you, and then run in, get some hits, fire some skills off, and then get out of there. That's if you're not confident enough in taking care of them quickly. See, look at that. The bell comes in, I dash out. I throw this, I freeze her, I blow up, I do some damage, get in there, freeze the little girl, done, done, done. Every enemy in the game has a weakness. They have tells, they have patterns. All you have to do is learn them, and I strongly suggest, this goes for bosses, the adventurer fights, regular enemies, the works. There is an enemy somewhere I've missed. If you're having trouble, seriously, just stop, take your time, observe what they're doing, look at what they're doing, and you'll notice, you'll figure out the patterns straight away. I'm gonna get rid of Bomber. It was fun while it lasted. But you'll notice the patterns and know what to do. These big guys, for example, they're pretty much exactly the same as the big guys in the forest. They have tells. He puts his axe up over his head. He's gonna slam down in front of him. There he goes again. If he puts his shoulder out, he's gonna charge. You can really just jump over him, dash around him, do whatever you want. He's not hard to deal with. The spear guy, however, has a bit of a troublesome moveset. For one, you almost never want to jump over him. He has an insanely fast overhead swing, which, if you've ever tried to jump over the heads of one of the spear guys, I've quick finished that thought. If you jump over his head, he's going to swipe at you. And if you stand away from him long enough, he's going to charge, and that has armor, so dash through it, jump over it, whatever. But only jump over him if he's about to dash. If you just jump in the air, he's going to swing, and he's probably going to clip you. Fighter. I love it. Let's take that instead of Ghost Rider over here. Now, I'm not insanely impressed with what we've got on display, but we do have Hawaiian pizza. I'll take the Hawaiian pizza. And this is something I was talking about, I think, in a previous one. You can't inflict statuses upon bosses, so when I look at things like poison, bleed, burning, I have to consider that it's not going to help me against the Chimera, it won't help me against the twins, it's only going to help with basic enemies. Look at this, enter Berserk mode, beat him up. Item is Ring of Wind. Excellent. Another maid enemy. Money, and moving on to the second fight, Little Adventurer. With the adventurers as well, they will always do the same attacks at the start. She's going to shoot at me. He's going to pull out his little orby-warby. Oh, look at that, you missed. I really should be freezing them. For some reason, freezing is one of the only status effects that you can inflict on the heroes, and I don't know why. Bust them up. Took a lot of damage there. I'm taking too much damage in this run. I'm thinking and talking and not paying attention. Pegasus. I'll take Bottled Embers just because I can sell it. I've said it before and I'll keep saying it. If you're feeling indecisive about what to do, pick the item. You can always sell it later. You're never really losing out. The archer enemies in this place, in the second area specifically, they will almost always jump back with invincibility and shoot at you. It's basically guaranteed. Ready? Look at that. All you really have to do is touch them once. Ancient Incense Burner? That's incredibly good! What do we get rid of? Of course we get rid of Bottled Embers, right? Or do we? Actually, yeah, we just do. I don't need bottled embers. Incense burner, though? Fantastic. Give me that. Give me that every day. Oh, look, they're gonna come at me. Little red's gonna jump over me. I'm gonna dash out of the way of the bell. Gonna blow up that maid before she has a chance to get in my face. Gonna blow up all of those guys with a nuclear punch. Warrior Skull, Mighty Strike? No. No, I'm not gonna do it. We've got Rider again, which, nah, I'm not very impressed with. Killer Barn, not very impressed with. Elementalist Blessing? We actually do already have one spirit, so if I got rid of, say, the wind armor, we can buy it. Don't want any of the other items regardless. I will pick up the pizza because I'm not paying attention very well in this run. I've been talking and getting hit by a lot of stuff. Ooh, a Fairy Swordsman? I will take that. I guess we go this room again. Like, of course you're going to want more rooms, right? And of course you're going to want more variety with the bosses and things like that. And I'm sure the devs have these things in mind, but these are just, you know, my thoughts and observations after having played the game for a while now. It's a fun game, and I don't want it to stagnate. I want it to continue to grow and do well. Skull is Aqua. Nah, we prefer the Genie. We prefer the Genie. With his insane mobility. Alright, moving on to boss 2. Unfortunately, it won't be as insane of a run as last time, if you caught that. I killed this boss faster than I've ever done so before, by a long shot. Like, it wasn't even up for debate. I'm trying to go into Berserk mode. Oh. How dare you. Look at this damage. Oh, she's gonna... Look how slow that is. Oh, I faced the wrong way. My bad. Whoops. Oh, Fairy Swordsman. Makes me invincible. What? 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 Yo! Ow! I'm actually going through her to the other side and getting hit! I explained this in a video before, but the fighter can go into Berserk mode only after his little energy bar down the bottom. I dashed. No! Starts glowing, like it is now. It's got the red and yellow glow to it. So once I... Yep, there we go. Lay into her. Wow! Look at the fighter go! It's not even like a broken run. We don't have insanely powerful items. The fighter is just that good when he goes into Berserk. The fighter is a very good Skull. Very good Skull. I love him. And then we have a physical attack increased by 30%, which we could just get rid of the standard issue sword, since it's kind of the same thing. But I'm going to get rid of the explosive ointment, because now I have 2 lots of 30%. Oh, the unique Skull Samurai. Well, seeing as how fighter is speed, I think the Samurai is a great idea. Spinning Slash, that's the same thing, right? Yeah, it is. I actually don't know, or don't remember what his other ability is. I've always had, I think, the exact same moveset whenever I pick up the Samurai. We don't have a Quintessence, and Flame Dragon's not a bad one. Do I pick up this? What do we have down here? Wind Spirit? Oh no, we have to. We've got the spirit item, the Elementalist Blessing, and we've got Fire Spirit. No, we have to. So that means something has to go. Ring of Wind. Is it a meme at this point that I always sell off the Ring of Wind? First chance that I get. I feel like it should be, because I really do. I just get rid of it at the first chance I get. I don't hate it. It's actually a good item. I just don't hold on to it for whatever reason. Uh-oh. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Nice. Mage's Necklace. Skills create fiery orbs. Ooh! Mage's Necklace is very good. I'm probably going to get rid of the bow. I kind of do want the armor still. I'll get rid of the armor next if another item that's worthy presents itself. Nice. 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 Alright, we're going to work towards Berserk mode for this room. And absolutely blow them up. Look at that damage. That's Berserk plus Mage Necklace for you. Insane, my son. There we go. Take some of that. Alchemist. Oh, look out, look out, look out. Get through the door. Get through the door. They're not happy. Go, my fireballs. Nuke the field. Item is Gunpowder Sword. Critical attacks cause an explosion that does physical damage to nearby enemies. That seems like a great item to replace the armor. Moving into the heroes fight. Let's start with the samurai. There we go. Alright, gonna move into Berserk mode. There we go, there we go, there we go. We broke the priest. We broke the hunter, archer, and we broke Leroy. Look at that. All done. Don't even lie, look at the priest. She's sitting there all like, what? Increase the Skul cooldown speed by 120% for 10 seconds every time 8 skills are used. With a build like this, that's gonna be very often, but it mostly just benefits the samurai because fighter needs energy and skill cooldown speed. He doesn't even have cooldown speed. So it's not super necessary. Succubus, though, I don't have a quintessence still. I've been waiting for a really good one. Maybe I just take this for now? Yeah, let's take Succubus for now. Just because I don't have anything else. Berserk mode, bust them up. Whoa, explosions. Look at that. Look at that damage. Yeah. Die. Ninja. I think I have to, don't I? Come on, don't I have to? We've got samurai and then ninja. But I need to keep fighter, right? Do I do it?
Duh.
Look at ninja go. What a Chad. Look at that damage. Was that Succubus? Ah, so Succubus actually does do, like, some damage after a bit. Succubus. Nice, I see. Pulls on enemies and inflicts physical damage upon swapping. That sounds brilliant. Let's get rid of, because I want everything else. Let's get rid of the sword. Everything else is good. Let's get rid of the sword. That's fine. We can afford to lose 30% of our basic attack. It doesn't come out to being a crazy amount anyway. Oh my god. Whoa, okay. We're starting to bring the damage. We bring in the heat. What do we have here? Thieves' Black Steel Dagger. With a build like this that multi-hits so much, that's just too good to pass up. What do we get rid of now? Maybe the Quintessence Burner? Because we're not really going to find a better Quintessence than Succubus. And Succubus is... yeah, let's get rid of the Quintessence Burner. Crazy, you say? No. I say it's crazy to not take it. Uh-oh. Oh, that was good. Oh, here he comes. Here he comes. Look at him go. Oh, that damage. Ninja. Alright, probably the last shop of the run. Ifrit is actually probably the replacement I'm after, just because it increases magic attack. But that's going to take up probably all my money. Rear Blast. I do want the Warrior's Pauldrons, but I don't think I can afford it. Let's get the pizza. I do want health. Sounds crazy, but I do want health. And I'm gonna grab Ifrit. There. I don't need the other items there. Moving into a little gold room. Oh, it's this one. I wonder if Ninja can do this without needing the... Yes, he can. Look at that. This is how good Ninja is. Ninja is without a doubt an S tier. Hidden Dagger? Nah, we don't need Hidden Dagger. We don't need Hidden Dagger. Here we go! Final boss fight time! Feels like we only just got started, and here we are at the end already. This is a guaranteed win. I cannot lose. I hope you've enjoyed the run. Just as I have. And, I hope you enjoyed some of the ideas that I had on, you know, for improving the game as time goes on. My goodness. Look at that damage. Berserk mode. I'm not gonna lie, I'm just gonna sit here and beat him down. I don't have to think about this. There we go. Easy fight. Easy fight. Little Ninja and his friends. Ninja and his friends. What about Fighter? Fighter and his friends. But for sure, let me know down below if you agree with or have better ideas for the future of the game and what you'd like to see. I'd like to see more rooms added to each of the arcs, each of the areas, random bosses for each of the endings of the areas so that we have some variety on what we fight, so it's not always Yggdrasil, the Sisters, Chimera, etc. Something I didn't touch upon is, of course, and I know that they're looking at improving this and upgrading the tree that you can invest points into here, but something else to spend Dark Quartz on. And of course, a way to improve the adventurers. Like I said, give them a wider pool of abilities that they can bust out at random during runs, so that you're all like, oh no, he's got that attack, or hooray, he's got this, it's useless and I can get around it easily. Give them some help. I don't know if I mentioned, did I mention it in the run? But give them different ultimates too. Not always the same one, so that when they're charging up, you're not sure what will happen. The Priest Girl, for example, instead of just healing, which, I mean, yeah, when you're fighting all three of them, that's a pain and you want to interrupt that, but maybe a big attack, you know? Let her do something that does damage to you instead, or the Archer Girl, improve them and make them more powerful so that when she fires the big rain of arrows, instead of a third of the area being covered and you can kind of stand wherever. Because, fun fact for you, the best way to beat that, You don't even have to break it. If you're not confident you can do enough damage, just roll away and go to the other side of the screen, and once she fires it, it's only going to be on that side, and you can roll back over and hit her all you want. What if they buffed it and made it so that in, say, the third act, when you're, before you fight the Chimera, she has a more powerful and improved version of that ultimate where it covers 80% of the floor, and you can only stand in a very small, limited space. And it's kind of like a race against time, she's about to fire it, and you don't know where that space is going to be, so you have to quickly dash and run over there to get in there. But anyway, that's going to be it. Thank you for hanging out and for hearing me out at the same time. Let me know what you think, and I'll catch you in the next one.